Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you're all surrounded today with loved ones. We're hosting 17, including 2 grandchildren and 3 dogs. It's going to get loud here later. I can't wait. Anyways, if you were with me last week, then you know we started to get into the Thanksgiving spirit by drawing from Family Guy Peter Griffin as a turkey and Lois as a pilgrim. Today we'll add to that spirit, first by posting on Thanksgiving morning, and secondly, with our subject matter. Something light, as in filled with helium, and fun. And what isn't fun about Snoopy and Woodstock? Being that Snoopy and Woodstock will be marching, or floating, down Fifth Avenue in New York City this morning, I decided to draw my interpretation of this, the newest version of the Snoopy parade balloon. A little balloon history lesson. Snoopy has been a regular staple character in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade since 1968. Since then, he has more inflatable versions than any other character balloon, with 9 in total. And Snoopy has appeared the most out of any character in Macy's parade history, with a grand total of 42 appearances so far. It's just not a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade without Snoopy. Anyway, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Alrighty then, let's draw the 2023 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade version of Snoopy and Woodstock. We're going to draw Snoopy and Woodstock step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw them again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. In this drawing, Snoopy is a little over 2 heads tall. In other words, however tall his head is, his entire body is just over 2 of those tall. Now what about Woodstock? Well, Snoopy's little bird friend is actually constructed, for the most part, exactly like Snoopy. In other words, if you can draw Snoopy, you can draw Woodstock. As you'll see in this first step, the roadmap, he doesn't have Snoopy's dog ears or ball for a nose, but the shape of his beak is much like Snoopy's snout. Anyway, enough talking. What do you say we draw the roadmap of the Macy's Day Parade version of Snoopy and Woodstock? So there's our roadmap for our scene of Snoopy and Woodstock. Now before we go on to step 2, I'm going to give you the layout of the simple shapes for our 2 characters, for those of you who want a screen grab. Again, just something to help you envision how to lay out your drawing. Okay, now on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the 3rd and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help me to know how to construct our characters. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Alright, so let's rough out the features for our Thanksgiving Day Parade version of Snoopy and Woodstock. Okay, so they're the roughed out features of Snoopy and Woodstock. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of Snoopy and Woodstock. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work figuring that out. As I often say, I want you to be present. And what I mean by that is you don't want to just mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. As you're drawing that final line, you want to be thinking about it and how you might improve it, staying vigilant until the very end. Okay, so let's draw the details of our Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon version of Snoopy and Woodstock. And that's how you do it. There you have it, your Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon version of Snoopy and Woodstock. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn any version of Snoopy and or Woodstock before, then you can't expect to have drawn them perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring our furry and feathered friends during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Snoopy and Woodstock. And with that, you can draw them again and again. And by all means, color them when you're done. I promise each time you draw them, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your version of Snoopy and Woodstock. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram. And don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Wishing you and your families all a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.